Welcome back. On RealCopStoriesVideos.com, over 360 cop stories. Look them up. 6, 7, 8 minutes, depending on content. All police work, vice, gangs, narcotics, undercover, prostitution, a lot of gross alerts, a lot of restrooms, guys doing stuff in restrooms. Oh, some stuff 40-some years later, I can't unforget. Smells on the floor, the sticky solutions, if you know what I mean, guys. Horrible stuff. Look them up. They're kind of fun, actually. And attached to that, over 190 questions and answers. Ask me a question, I'll reply quickly, or best I can, and we'll put them on tape. This one I couldn't reply because it's too lengthy, and I'll tell you why in a minute. When ask me a question, email me at rsbcopstories@gmail.com. This one was, how do you train a recruit out of the academy? Whoo-wee. Okay, a lot of stuff. What makes this different than any other job, I would say, you go to a job and you're on probation or you're learning or you're shadowing, they call it, you're someone's shadow. You know, at a restaurant, you see the waitress has shadows or you're someplace. All these jobs. The difference between this job and those jobs is we're so unique, it's incredible, okay? Reason being is that when if you're a shadow waitress at a restaurant, no one's going to shoot you. Okay, okay. If you're working at IBM and you're over the shoulder of another executive and you're learning what he does, no one's going to run you over with their car. Okay, no one's going to cut you with a knife. No one's going. You see where I'm going here? Okay, this is dangerous. This is dangerous business. Okay, this is bad stuff. Okay, so it's very important that you teach the recruit as best you can. Okay, and how to do things. Okay, now the next thing I want to talk about is ongoing how to train a recruit. Is some we used to get in the 70s and in the 80s, and it changed because of the communication systems got upgraded, and the department decided to screen these calls a lot better than they were doing in the mid to late 70s and into the 80s. We used to get calls. I'll explain this. We used to get calls. You get your regular radio call. You know, family dispute, neighbor dispute, business dispute, parking dog, cars in the alleys are blocking the alley. You know, that's normal stuff. You know. Racing cars, you know, whatever, all these stuff. And then you can think of, we get those calls on the radio. The ones you used to dread were called unknown trouble calls. Now this is before the advent of caller ID, way before caller ID. I think caller ID came out probably in the 90s, late 80s, something like that. I don't remember when it came out, but when I was on, there was no caller ID. So people would call the police department. I'm not getting on the side here, I'm explaining how they get these calls. They had 911, and they'd get a central dispatch, LA City or whatever, and they would, you know, I need help, blah, blah, and then something would happen. Either someone cut them off, or they hung up, or whatever, and help me, I need the police, you know, what's your address, blah, 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 and then, what's the problem, click, okay. No phone ID, so you can't call them back. So, they would put out a call, I think about these calls. It would come out, our call sign, it would say, you know, unknown trouble call. That's all you get. Unknown trouble. Call or hang up. That's all you get. You get the address or the coroner. Okay. Now, I'll explain how you do with a regular partner, and then I'll explain how you do with a recruit. That way you can see how the two are different. Okay. So with a seasoned officer, you both go, man, you know, because you've both been doing this. Hate these calls. Son of a bitch, you know. And of course we're yelling at the communications people. Can't they screen these calls? What about a-holes? You know, because our thinking was, over the years of doing this, that either they were too lazy to get all the information. We'd say probably weren't. They're overworked too. They got it, but then somebody hung up. Why doesn't our department say we're not going to respond to those calls? But we're the guys that have to do the calls. Where I can see the management, the command, the chief, and all that will say, well, we have to go because someone called. Just because you don't like going to those calls, just because somebody hung up, doesn't mean the cops aren't needed. Okay, which is a good argument. I mean, you know, you maybe they were getting assaulted and they couldn't finish the call. I mean, who knows? You know. Okay, well, most of the time, no. But anyway, so I will give you one example. There's many of them. Okay, so we're both okay. So we've been on 7 years. You know, I hate these calls. Okay, so here we go. And naturally, I told you before. When there was a hot call like bank robbery in progress, shooting or something, you're never the first car there because they just give it to a car, and usually the nearest cars will go to it. Okay, you'll get there and there'll be already police cars there. Okay, this kind of call, nobody goes. You could be 20 miles away and you're the only car there. Okay, trust me, because nobody wants to go to these calls because they're crap. Okay, they're mostly crap. 99% of the time they're crap. So, I mean, I've been in my car. I hear unknown trouble call and go, that's only about 4 blocks away. I might go to that. We just turn the other way and get out of here because it's not a dangerous call. It's just a call. It's different if it was, one being assaulted or raped in progress. Oh no, we're gonna bust red lights to get to it. This is just, they're not really sure downtown what it is. They got a call. The caller hung up, and now they have to send somebody to investigate, see what the hell it is. Okay. So this one's ours, and naturally no one's going to be there. Okay. So and since I'm not with the recruit, like I told you before, when I'm with the recruit, my sergeant usually tries to roll when he hears my call go out, just to see how we're doing, and he wants to see the recruit, and just because I have to evaluate the recruit, the sergeant has to evaluate the recruit, and he has to evaluate me. So that's why that is. So anyway, so here we go to a call. Okay. So we get a call at a house, okay, and so we get up there as seasoned officers. We get out of the car, and we don't have to be told. We don't have to have any signals. We just get out of the car. We both walk up like this, to the yard, and whoever the passenger officer is, he's the one that does the knocking and talking. Okay, so you stand back in the dark, and most of the time, I'll be very honest. Most of the time, I had my gun out on these calls. It just seemed like, yeah. So, and all kinds of signals here. Got so many things going here. It's just unbelievable. So many moving parts. I love it though. So, and I knew my partners I work with, his gun's out, because there had been times, not only in our department, but the sheriff's department and other large departments, where there'll be an unknown trouble call, and it's an ambush. Okay, so we're all aware of that. Okay, a couple of times we actually were in a large area where there was a large yard with a backyard, an alley. One of my partners, he took out the shotgun. He said, enough of this crap. He took out the shotgun, he's ready to go. Because we thought there was something weird here about this. It's one of those where you get a funny feeling when you walk up, this is a fuel ride. And you're looking around. And of course, every bush, every cranny is a suspect. It's like the boogeyman's out there. And you can't be paranoid where you're gonna be fearful. You want to be careful. Okay, so anyway, now this wasn't the call. So we walk up, and I got my gun up behind my leg, and so does he, because he's a seasoned officer. And we walk up, knock on the door, no answer. Interesting. So then knock on the door again, nothing. Okay. So we go like this. I'm verbalizing backyard. So if suspects around here, I don't want to. So he gives us a nod. So he goes, and I'm trailing behind off the side as best I can down the side, and we're looking. Guns out, ready to go. Let's bring it on. Okay, walk to the back, and in the back, on the ground, is a drunk. Okay, he's laying there. He's got his keys in his hand. He's got his phone in his hand, and he's laying out he had a long extension cord. They had some stairs going up to the back kitchen. He's got the phone and the little, like the princess phone, the old days with a little phone like this where you put the thing on top. It's laying on the stoop, and the phone line's cut or ripped, and he's just laying there drunk. That's the call. Okay, are you okay? You okay? Hey, how's it going on? Okay, well, he fell down the stairs. He's laying there. He had the phone. He fell down the stairs, and he called us, and apparently called the police, and apparently somewhere along here the phone line broke. Okay, so he's laying there. Okay, like, no, are you all right? Yeah. Oh, I can't feel my right leg. Okay. So I go, all right, everything okay? We're looking around, because they've set up officers this way. Fake drunk, somebody's in the bushes. No, everything's fine. Okay, so, my partner was a passenger. He looks at me, gives me a wink, and he runs to the front, puts out a call for an ambulance, and as he comes back, and then one of my supervisor, another supervisor pulls up. He comes back because he heard the request for an ambulance, and we had all the sergeants know pretty much who's getting calls. That's what they're supposed to be doing. So I'm back there with the drunk and making sure he's okay, and here comes, I hear his footsteps. It's my supervisor, and then my partner comes jogging up. Everything's okay. The paramedics are coming. Okay, fine. So we're talking to him. That's a call he got. Just some drunk. Are you all right? And we're still looking around the bush and stuff, but it's pretty much, it's not a setup, not an ambush. So that was the call. So paramedics came and they looked at him. He was fine. They basically he kind of hopped up the stairs. He didn't want to go anywhere. They had him sign a form. He didn't want any medical treatment. They helped him up. The firemen helped him up the stairs. They got a lot stronger bodies than I got, and helped them inside. We're waiting for them for their safety. Got to take care of the firemen. They're in there, and we're watching them, and they're putting them on a chair. And are you okay, fine? And he goes, yeah, the phone doesn't work. This is before cell phones, and people had like 2 phones, hard lines, and get them out of their phone. Okay, so they're helping them with the phone. I'm thinking, oh man. So we're just standing there making sure everybody's okay. And then they come out and they thanked us, and off they went back to their chili dinner, whatever they were doing. And we go out the street and, okay, see you later. And then that was it. Boom, we're gone. That's an unknown trouble call. Okay, now with the recruit, that call would be like another night when I had my train officer with me. I mean, another train officer with me. Now I'm with the recruit. Right around maybe a week and a half out of the academy. Remember, all these things are coming at me at different. I don't have them in sequence in the sense of this day we had a traffic stop, this day we had a DUI. They're all just happened within the 2 or 3 week period. So I'm trying to put them all, that way. But still, the bottom line is still a recruit in the academy. So we get an unknown trouble call. And first of all, I get the call. He cannot hear that call over the radio. Because remember now, it's a continuous talking of ladies with numbers and call signs. He hasn't got that yet. So I go, did you get that? He goes, no. Okay, so I wait. And then she'll say, did you get the call? I said, tell her negative. So he goes, negative. Listen. So he's like, because again, it's a series of numbers, okay? That's all it is. You'd be like 4827, family dispute, 123 Main Street. 2827, that's how it sounds. So anyway, so I go, there it is, write it down. I'm just kind of pull his chain. So I go, what was it? 2724 Main Street. Okay, what was it? Unknown trouble call. He looks at me. Unknown trouble call. I go, they didn't cover that at the academy, did they? He goes, no. Okay. So here we go. I got a recruit. He's 2 weeks out of the academy, and they didn't cover this. Okay. Note to the academy staff: you might want to put maybe a little bit of a situation stimulator on something like that. Okay, but okay, fine. So now I have to balance. I'm supposed to go to the call, but I have to explain to them what's going to happen here or not happen. Okay, you can imagine a lot of moving parts here on my side. They pay me. I get a big dashing 5.5% pay raise for teaching recruits, but that's okay. That's okay, because I earned it, I deserve it, and I enjoyed it. I really did. So now I have to explain to him what I explained to you. Could be anything, could be nothing. Could be an ambush, and now I'm talking about ambush and stuff, and he's like, you can see like, what kind of line of business did I pick to do this in, But I said, I keep telling him, like I told you, 99% of the time, it's nothing. It's somebody hung up, whatever reason, it's not a big deal, but I recommend we get out of the car, have your gun out, keep your eyes open, and look for somebody coming out of the bushes, just in case. I don't want you I don't want you walking in the property like this. Okay, we don't do that sort of thing. But put it behind your leg so it's not offensive, and you get it quickly. You don't have to draw it here, and just follow my lead. We'll go in like we only do. Okay, we'll spread out. We'll knock on the door, and we'll see what's going on. He says, okay. This is pretty simple because it was an address, but it was somebody apparently had called. A neighbor had called. It wasn't at the address. It was in front of the address. It was a sidewalk and then a parkway and then the curve. So a pretty good sized parkway, had a couple of trees and everything. So there was a guy was passed out on the parkway. That's what it was. Okay, now I can't explain this next because I'm out of time. Just gonna have to go into length about the next one. So next time I'll explain about this stop and being with a recruit on unknown trouble call because I can't do it right now. I'm out of time. See you next time. Bye bye.